What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to 7 countries that are turning their back on the United States. So, I've talked about this before. I think that a lot of Americans really aren't aware of the damage that's being done to America's reputation right now. And from what I've heard, there's a lot of people around the world that really don't want to travel to the United States anymore, which is a huge problem for us. So today, I want to take a look at this video by the Informed Travelers about 7 specific countries that really don't want anything to do with America anymore. Or, as this video puts it, 7 countries that are turning their back on the United States. So, let's take a look.
Number 1, Canada. For decades, Canada has been America's top tourism source. Millions crossing the border every year for business, family, or a weekend getaway.
This is such a bad one because Canada in particular, Canadians are like 25% of all tourism to the United States, I think. Canadians are a huge part of American tourism. And Canada, like maybe more than any other country, we've really been kind of picking on. With Canada in particular, tons of different tariffs and tariff threats and trade wars and Trump threatening to basically take over or annex Canada and make Canada the 51st state of the United States. And given all that, I can't say that I'm that shocked that Canadians are totally fed up with it.
But in 2025, that familiar flow is slowing to a crawl. In March alone, nearly 900,000 fewer Canadians crossed into the U.S. compared to the same month last year.
Wow.
A staggering drop that brings traffic down to pandemic-era levels.
Oh my God.
Air travel isn't faring better. Flight bookings have plunged over 70%.
What? What? 70% less flight bookings? That's a... I really think when the Trump and the U.S. government decided to implement these tariffs against a lot of different countries now, I think the United States has basically threatened almost every country in the world at this point with tariffs or something. I don't think we really factored in how this was going to affect our tourism and how upset people around the world would be. Rightfully so. People are upset. People don't like when you threaten them. So people don't want to visit America, and that's really hurting American businesses. It's got to be hurting like our airlines if flights are 70% less booked with Canadians, for example. This is hurting any money that we're generating with tariffs or whatever. We're losing untold amounts of money with the drop in tourism to the United States. So was it even worth it?
Airlines have slashed more than 320,000 seats from U.S.-bound routes.
Oh my
Meanwhile,
God.
duty-free sales at land borders have collapsed by almost 50%. So what changed? Many point to
What
the Trump
changed?
administration's renewed tariffs on Canadian goods,
Yes.
along with tense rhetoric,
Yes.
including offhand remarks suggesting Canada should become America's 51st state.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You know, I don't need some kind of like scientific study done to know what caused Canada to not want to be a partnership with America anymore. What caused Canadians to not like America? It's pretty obvious. You don't have to be a genius to understand what's happened in the last 6 months.
That didn't just spark headlines, it sparked resentment. Canada's official travel advisory was quietly updated, warning citizens they may face invasive searches at the border,
Okay.
including phone and laptop seizures, even with valid documents.
Yeah, I mean, this is stuff that a lot of Americans, myself included, we just don't really hear about this stuff because we are Americans. We are here in America. We don't know what the experience is like for someone traveling to America to cross our border and have your cell phone taken away or your papers scrutinized or to be deported or for a lot of Americans that stuff just doesn't affect them and they don't care, and that's really really sad. So I think it's good, really good to watch videos like this. I think more Americans should be educated on this kind of stuff, what's happening and how this is affecting other people around the world.
More Canadians are speaking with their wallets, postponing trips, avoiding popular states like Florida, and quietly stepping away from a country they once visited without hesitation.
Yeah, for real.
If this trend continues, the U.S. could face a $9 billion hit to its tourism economy, just from Canada alone.
Oh
A
my,
blow that would
just from Canada alone. This is just from one country boycotting America. And there on this list alone has 7 countries that are boycotting America, apparently.
ripple through hotels, retail, and entire towns built around cross-border traffic.
Yes.
America isn't just losing tourists, it's losing trust from its oldest friend.
Yes.
And if you think this is just a North American issue, think again. The ripple effect has already crossed the Atlantic.
Oh boy.
Number 2, France.
France. France? I gotta be honest, I don't know really anything about France and I don't know specifically what the United States has threatened against France or what tariffs we're doing I assume France is part of the EU, and I know that the United States has threatened certain tariffs against the EU in general.
France has long admired American culture, its cinema, landscapes, and energy.
Oh.
But in 2025, that admiration is giving way to hesitation. And for many, it feels personal.
Really?
According to Jean-François Rial, CEO of Voyageurs du Monde, one of France's top luxury tour operators, bookings for U.S. travel have dropped by a colossal 20%.
Wow. 20%. Like France is a country? I didn't even think America had done anything to really piss off France. And France is down 20%.
Speaking to CNN, he said, "In the 30 years I've been in this business, I've never seen anything like this for any destination.
Wow.
It's huge." In March, a French space researcher was denied entry to the U.S.
What?
Officials cited unauthorized sensitive data, while French media claimed he was targeted over private messages critical of President Trump.
Oh my God. And this is another thing. This is another thing why people all over the world probably don't want to bother visiting the United States. Apparently our border is just like the scrutiny and taking people's cell phones and looking for what are we doing? We're taking people who want to just travel to the United States and visit. We should be welcoming them. We should be welcoming you guys. Instead, we're taking your cell phone. We're looking in the cell phone, which sounds like a total violation of your privacy and your dignity. Looking through your cell phone for what? What are we looking for? Anti-Trump, like text messages? Like what? America is supposed to be so much about free speech. Free speech. You can say whatever you want. Like, And yet we're turning people away who have an opinion that you might not agree with. That's supposed to be the anti-American, but that's literally what we're doing now.
The incident drew backlash in France and fueled growing distrust around academic and cultural exchanges. The backlash isn't just emotional, it's growing. Safety concerns over border detentions, controversial entry requirements, and fears of political retaliation have pushed many French citizens to rethink their plans.
And again, this is stuff that most Americans just don't really think about, how people visiting America are treated. Because Americans don't tend to think about stuff that doesn't directly affect us. But the thing is, this does affect us. That's what more Americans need to realize. We're treating people from other countries so badly. That is having a very, very negative effect on America. You can't even put a price on the damage that's being done to our reputation.
Influencers and travel communities across Europe are fueling a quiet boycott, redirecting trips to destinations that feel more welcoming and stable.
Okay.
To many French travelers, the U.S. no longer represents freedom. It now feels uncertain, even risky.
I've never even encountered somebody French. I didn't even know that many French people visited the United States. We should be welcoming French people. There's not that many here. I've never met any. And now 20% less want to come, thanks to this.
And when a country so deeply entwined with American ideals begins stepping back, you know this shift is more than political. It's personal.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Right.
doubt is spreading in Paris, it's not the only capital quietly rethinking its ties to America.
Oh, God.
Number 3, Germany.
Germany? What have we done to Germany?
Germany has long been one of America's most reliable travel and trade partners.
Yeah.
But in 2025,
A lot of Americans like to travel to like Europe, and I think a lot of Americans, well, a lot of Americans don't even travel outside of the United States. So maybe not a lot, but for Americans who do travel to Europe, a lot of them like to go to Germany, I believe.
something has changed, and the shift is hard to ignore. According to U.S. government data, arrivals from Germany to the U.S. fell by more than 28% in March 2025.
Oh my
The
God.
steepest drop among major European countries.
Oh my God. This has got to be unprecedented. Like, the biggest drop in American tourism. Like, and this has all happened just over the last couple months. Like, the biggest drop ever in American tourism. Like, this needs to be such bigger news here in America.
Travel agencies and analysts point to political tensions and increased scrutiny at U.S. borders as key drivers of the sharp decline.
Sure.
At the same time, Germany's Foreign Office issued a quiet but pointed advisory, warning citizens that even with proper visas or entry waivers, they could be detained, interrogated, or denied entry at the U.S. border.
If my country issued a travel advisory against going to another country, I would definitely not go. If I was getting all these warnings not to go to this country because all these strict regulations and risk of being deported, and I wouldn't go. So I totally understand.
This came after multiple high-profile incidents where German citizens, some with no criminal history, were reportedly turned away with no explanation.
What?
The message? You may be welcome in theory, but not always in practice.
What?
Public sentiment has shifted too. German media outlets are now openly questioning whether the U.S. is still a safe or ethical destination for tourism.
Oh my God. Countries are like Germany are literally questioning if the United States is safe. I like to think that we're safe. You know, I feel safe for the most part. But, you know, if you have the wrong political opinion or if you're from another country or if you immigrated to the United States, I've been hearing a lot of stories about how a lot of people are getting questioned and detained for weeks and deported out of the United States. It sounds like some wrongfully so. Yeah, I mean, when you hear it like that, it does sound like it is getting kind of scary. I hate to use that word, but it is a little scary.
And for many, the growing economic strain from American tariffs only adds insult to injury. The result? Tour groups are rerouting to Asia. Families are choosing Southern Europe. And a country once seen as deeply aligned with the U.S. is now quietly opting out.
Wow.
And if even Germany is stepping back, the warning signs grow louder when America's closest cultural ally does the same.
Jeez. Yeah, seriously, like, we should be taking a hint from all this. Canada, Germany, France, the UK?
Number 4, United Kingdom. For decades, British travelers saw the U.S. as a natural destination, familiar, exciting, and culturally aligned.
Yeah.
But in 2025, that bond is quietly fracturing, one canceled trip at a time.
Oh my God.
Virgin Atlantic and other carriers have already reduced transatlantic flights, responding to a noticeable drop in demand.
Wow.
Travel agencies report slower bookings and growing hesitation, not just due to cost, but because of a deeper discomfort with how British citizens are now treated when entering the U.S.
That seems to be a recurring theme here. That's a really big thing happening. A lot of people from a lot of countries around the world, apparently you guys just feel nervous. You feel unwelcome in America. Like, specifically when going through the border or customs or when you can be turned away for whatever reason. Sounds like a lot of people are very uncomfortable with that. And rightfully so. I mean, by the sound of it, like, it's not all the time, but there's people trying to visit America who are just denied entry and sent home for the stupidest reasons.
One case in particular shook public trust. A young British tourist was detained for 19 days over a visa misunderstanding, then deported in full restraints.
What? Leg
irons, waist chains, and handcuffs. The case was eventually resolved, but the damage was already done.
What? I did not hear about this. What? 19 days? Someone was detained for 19 days. That means you're in like a cell, like almost like a jail or a detention center for almost 3 weeks because of a misunderstanding? Not even something real? And then you're just deported and sent home. You probably can't even sue. Like, if that happened to an American in America, they would sue them. And there'd be something. I'm guessing this British citizen was just sent home after 3 weeks of hell. That's terrifying.
It sparked outrage in Parliament and ignited a broader debate about the treatment of UK nationals abroad.
That is outrageous.
Travel forums that once swapped itinerary tips are now filled with warnings about increased scrutiny, unexpected detentions, and the risks of even minor visa errors.
You know, now that I've heard all this, it's making a lot of sense why a lot of people are really hesitating to come to the United States.
Many Brits are now choosing destinations that feel safer, simpler, and less politicized. Places where they don't have to second-guess how they'll be treated.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And if the UK, America's closest cultural ally, is stepping back, it's more than symbolic. It's a sign.
This is something that America needs to understand. A lot of Americans think, and I think Donald Trump also thinks, that America is just the greatest, and everyone wants to come here. Everyone wants to do business with America, and it's like, there's a lot of other options. There's a lot of other countries in the world. There's a lot of other choices. Other people can travel somewhere else. Countries can do business somewhere else. people, countries don't have to put up with this. They don't have to partner with America or travel to America. There's other options. Like, and people are starting to choose places other than America, for sure.
It's a sign that even the oldest bonds are starting to fray. And just as old alliances waver in the West, a quieter shift is unfolding across the Pacific. Number 5, Australia.
Australia.
Australia has long viewed the United States as a favored destination for tourism, study, and business.
Yeah.
But in 2025, that connection is showing signs of serious strain.
Oh.
According to the U.S. International Trade Administration, Australian visitor numbers fell 7% in March,
7?
the steepest monthly drop since the COVID era.
Okay, 7. Somehow I'm relieved. It's like, okay, 7% drop. Okay, that's not too bad. This is sad.
It's a clear sign that something deeper is shifting.
Yeah.
It's not just about cost. Reports have surfaced of Australian travelers being denied entry, detained, or having their phones searched at the border. The Australian government has updated its Smart Traveller advisory, urging citizens to understand visa terms carefully.
What are we doing?
And warning that entry is never guaranteed.
What are we
even
doing?
with the proper documents.
What are we doing?
A growing sense of discomfort is taking hold. We're hearing more and more people from Australia and Europe saying they simply don't want to deal with U.S. passport control anymore,
Yeah.
said one travel executive,
Okay.
pointing to a rising wave of hesitation.
I really didn't realize how bad the U.S. border situation was, and the scrutiny, and the passports, and the papers, and the getting turned away at the border for any reason. I heard about how they can search your cell phone, which is really stupid and really annoying. I would hate that. I probably would not want to travel to a country if they were gonna take my phone and like look through it. It's just like, it's not worth it.
Flight Centre, one of the region's largest travel firms, is now bracing for a $100 million revenue hit tied directly to the U.S. travel slump.
Wow.
And when long-haul travelers start skipping the U.S. entirely, it's no longer just politics or policy, it's personal.
Right.
But this travel freeze isn't limited to the Pacific. In fact, the next shift is happening right in the heart of Europe.
Yeah, this isn't even like political. I mean, it is, but it, like they said, it's becoming personal. Like, this is emotional. It sounds like a lot of people just don't like America. Like, it's just gotten to the point where you have a very negative association with America.
Number 6, Spain.
Spain?
Spain has long been a key source of long-haul tourists to the United States. Families dreaming of Florida beaches, couples craving New York skylines, and students heading west for a taste of the American dream.
Yeah.
But in 2025, something's changed. Travel agencies across Spain are seeing a drop in demand for U.S. trips this year. 4 out of 10 agencies have reported declines for 2025.
Wow.
A shift some describe as significant for the season. More travelers are choosing alternatives like Canada, Egypt, or parts of Latin America instead.
Of course.
And the numbers back it up.
Of course.
According to the International Trade Administration, Spain saw a 24.5...
Wow, where are we right now? This is beautiful. I'm just looking at this video. It's like, where is this? This is kind of nice. Anyway, 24% drop in air travel to the United States from Spain.
5% year-over-year drop in air arrivals to the U.S. in March 2025. Nearly 20,000 fewer travelers compared to the same month last year.
So bad.
Spanish tour operators are sounding the alarm, citing everything from airport screening anxiety to broader disillusionment with America's political climate.
Right.
And this isn't just about vacations. It's a sign of how deeply U.S.-Spain relations have frayed.
And there's no telling, like, how much damage this has done. Like, this is becoming emotional. Who knows when people will respect America again? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you damage your reputation is all you have. Like, that's why I say you can't even put a price on it. who knows how long it'll take for people to want to visit America again.
When tourists cancel not over price, but principle, that's when you know something bigger is at play. Because if even Spain, the land of fiestas, flamenco, and free-spirited travelers, is quietly stepping back, America's image crisis may have finally gone global.
Yeah, oh yes.
And just when the message feels clear,
Whoa.
the loudest one comes from a small nation making a global statement.
Okay.
Number 7. Denmark.
Denmark.
Denmark may be a small country, but its message in 2025 is loud and clear.
Do people from Denmark visit America?
Air travel from Denmark to the U.S. dropped a stunning 34.5% in March compared to the same time last year.
Oh my God. Well, whoever was visiting, it's like 34% less from Denmark. And I don't know if there was a lot to begin with.
One of the sharpest declines across Europe. But it's not just about airfare or exchange rates. A grassroots boycott is gaining real momentum. Over 95,000 Danes have joined an online movement urging citizens to avoid American-made goods and cancel trips to the U.S.
Oh, God.
It's not anti-American. It's a reaction to the behavior of its government.
Yeah, yeah. All of this, as an American myself, this is horrible. Like, I hate that this is happening. I hate the damage that's being done to America. But I totally understand why these countries are doing this. I totally understand. Like, it makes sense. Like, I'm not mad at any country or anything. I'm more like upset and sad for America.
One Danish retiree went as far as contacting a chocolate company to find out where its almonds came from. When she learned they were from California, she posted the letter online and added the candy to her boycott list.
Oh, wow.
Her message was simple. If it's American, it doesn't go in the shopping basket. And frustration only deepened when U.S. officials publicly criticized Denmark's role in governing Greenland, an autonomous territory deeply tied to Danish identity.
Right. The Greenland thing. Yeah, remember that? When Trump wanted to, like, buy the country of Greenland? Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing somehow. We forgot about that. That's the least crazy thing that's happened in a while. And Greenland is tied to Denmark, and it made Denmark upset, and that makes sense.
For many, that moment crossed a line. Now, tourists are staying home, supermarkets are labeling European products with black stars, and U.S. businesses are quietly feeling the effects of a boycott that shows no signs of stopping.
Yeah.
It may be a small country, but Denmark's message is echoing far beyond its borders. So what does all this mean? Is it just a dip in tourism, or is it a global reckoning? From Canada to Spain, people aren't just canceling trips. They're stepping away from the idea of America they once admired. Not because they stopped loving its cities or culture, but because trust has eroded. And once trust fades, it's hard to win back.
True.
This goes beyond missed flights or lost revenue. The deeper question is, can the U.S. still be seen as a place that welcomes the world?
Wow. Jeez. This was a good video. Again, this was by The Informed Travelers. Good video. Really eye-opening, honestly. And it hurts to hear about all these different countries kind of boycotting America, don't want to visit America. But for all the reasons that we've gone over, it just makes a lot of sense. And if there was some country doing what America has done, I would probably want to boycott that country. I probably wouldn't want to travel there at the very least. So I get it. And this is a huge problem that I think a lot of Americans need to be more aware of. But this video was really good, and I'm definitely more informed about this. It's just really bad news for America. But I don't know, maybe in a couple of years things will turn around. maybe it will take until like Trump is out of office and some of the policies that are in place are like removed, or and relationships are kind of reformed. And I don't know, maybe I'll end it on a little bit of hopefulness for the future or something. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on these 7 countries turning their back on the United States. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.